What's up? This is that summary I was supposed to upload a while ago, but I wound up finding a place. Yay! So that's cool. Yeah, life's been a little too unrooted, so it's exciting to be able to hopefully settle down somewhere. Oh my goodness, it's been one thing after another. Okay. This summary is on the book Courage by Ryan Holiday. I picked this book because I've been told many times that I'm courageous, and there's no doubt that courage is a key to greatness. Is a greatness. That's what I was gonna say. Okay. Chapter 1 goes into the two types of courage, moral and physical. Moral courage risks being gossiped and judged to defy society norms. Truth tellers are a great example of this. Physical courage involves... I hear something in the bush over there. Physical courage involves risking your body or life and/or for a cause. Think military and first responders. Oh, my leg is shaking because it's on a weird angle. Both involve taking risks and enduring hardships. Then there's a story about Hercules when he's at a crossroads faced with two direction choices that both have their own goddesses. In one direction, there was a goddess that was just absolutely beautiful and dripped like seduction and luxury. She promised ease, pleasure, and satisfying his wishes. In the other direction, the goddess was just plainly and did not attempt to be alluring or tempting. Instead, she offered struggle and hard, scary, or even dangerous work. In exchange, he'd be rewarded glory for living life against the odds. He chose glory for virtue, and it was this choice that kept his name alive to this day. And that is just so cute, because I think of that movie, Hercules, that Disney animated movie. I just remember loving it as a kid. Chapter 2 is all about how fear is an enemy of courage, but logic says fear makes courage possible. That fear is the opportunity for courage. Logic says facing your fears with a rational mind is courageous, and that unchecked fears scare you more than they should. My lips are sticky. Chapter 3 is about how people it's like further into that. How people make the mistake of trying to avoid thinking about their fears, but the mind magnifies threats to be on the safe side when they aren't defined. So again, face your fears. Every chapter is face your fears, a reason to face them. There's an exercise here in this chapter called fear setting, where you think about what would you do if, and then you imagine your worst case scenario that you're scared of to lessen the blow of the worst case scenario. But I mean, and I do that naturally, but it like almost never happens. So that's good news, right? Where you're dealing with variables that aren't reliant on another person's like choice about you, right? Like I've been obviously like shot down before by crushes or whatever it is, you know what I'm saying? But like I think in things like public speaking and stuff like that, it's never gonna be as bad as you think it's gonna be, even if you suck at it and you fail and you fumble. So that's the good news. Chapter 4 is about how courage isn't always big, bold acts, but can start small with little day-to-day things. Then there's another story about a Florence Nightingale who became a nurse. She didn't tell herself she'd revolutionize the field of nursing, but that's exactly what she did. She told herself she was going to get through just one summer of working at a hospital. So you can break down into smaller goals the bigger one, right? And that makes it small, every day-to-day easier things. Just don't delay that next step for too long. Chapter 5 is about life-changing acts of courage, how life-changing acts of courage can take a minute to perform. And Chapter 6 is about heroism as courage used for others. I hope this short summary helps you recognize your courage and how you can lean more into courage for a more fulfilling life too. I super recommend Ryan Holiday. I've read a couple of his other books. They're very easy to digest, and like his style of writing is good, and his message is good, and I just can't remember what they're called. I'm like sitting here trying to like think of what they're called while like saying other things to not be boring. I can't even remember. I had one of them too at my old place in Vancouver and I left it behind. But yeah. Yes. Mwah.